SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.
If you're feeling anxious about your investments with all the economic volatility and chaos in Washington, tune in to SuperTalk Jackson on Wednesdays from 9 to 10 a.m. and Sundays from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. for Element Wealth Radio with Jeremy Nelson. Learn more at myelementwealth.com. This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
Mississippi Memorial Stadium and nationwide, because of the television commitment and because of the TV, we had an early starting time, 11:15 in the morning, so we had a little breakfast in the capital city, and the football game, of course, was won by Ole Miss, as we said, 24-3. The Rebels played extremely well in all facets of their football game, put together a nice game plan and carried it out and carried off the victory.
Well, nothing's going to change that. And certainly we had 60 minutes of opportunity to change it, but we didn't do a whole heck of a lot about it.
Good morning.
No. A public service announcement from those of us here at Sports Talk Mississippi. Anyone who is awake at this hour on a normal basis is a sociopath. I demand a full investigation by the White House, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Catholic Church. The only thing that should be open at this time of day is Waffle House, because it never closes. And if you're a person who's like, oh, I get up every morning at 4:30 a.m., you're part of the problem. You're why this country is in the shape it's in right now, and you, sir, do not have my respect. How is anybody awake at this hour? Woke up at 5:15.
I was earlier.
That is absolutely disgusting behavior. You got to be kidding me. You know, when Mr. Gallo passed, I said, I made the comment like, maybe we should talk about sliding sports down to the morning.
I thought I planted that seed too.
Never again. This is the last time. I don't care if they play the Egg Bowl at 4 a.m. on Mars. I'm not getting up this early ever again. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. It's Egg Bowl Friday. Is your mind right?
Yours isn't. Yours is focused on the lack of sleep.
No. This is as right as it gets, brother. Complete and total anger and disgust.
Very fitting for that. If you are, the text line already filling up, by the way. If you are out there listening to us as the clock strikes 6:09 on this Friday morning, let us know on the C Spire text line. I want to know how many of you are willing to text us that you're here.
Got a few.
Got a few already. Thank you for that. But let us know. 601-879-4395. How's your Thanksgiving? Where are you right now? Are you en route to the game? We got a picture before we went live. Before this show started, we got a picture of somebody driving to the tailgate on campus.
Yeah. Before
the sun came up, you were already on campus headed to your... Actually, he was only talking to you, by the way, State fan. And he did not acknowledge.
He's at Bowen Hall. That's my former stomping grounds when I was at Mississippi State. That's the political science building.
Oh, I mean, this is the political hour of Super Talk. So
I got some politics for you.
So what should we talk about? The economy.
Yeah, I hear it's bad.
Tariffs. Are we still talking about tariffs? Tariffs.
Tariffs. I hear they're bad.
The stock market.
I hear it's bad. That's all I can do. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I have no clue. I'm simultaneously hot and cold
right now,
here.
Hey, Dad, look at this thing.
Morning.
Unbelievable the amount of you that are texting in right now. Thank you, guys. Really, really appreciate you. We're going to have fun this morning. We'll buckle down at some point, and really, I mean, we'll do our three keys, we'll do picks, all that stuff coming up later. We'll look at the student-athlete availability report, which there's one bad news for Ole Miss, and there's still a questionable for Mississippi State. Both defensively are the discussion. The discussion will
that rant
center
took
around
a lot out of me.
You feeling all right?
I'm already done. I'm already tapping.
So, I mean...
And I went to bed at a reasonable hour. I went to bed at like 9:30.
I finished part 1 of season 5 of Stranger Things.
The Ravens were winning when I went to bed.
Yeah, I didn't watch that last night.
They got killed.
I just watched Stranger Things. I don't know.
They got killed.
which pretty decent show, by the way, is Stranger Things.
Apparently some people in high places are listening too. All right.
All of you are insane, and I love all of you.
There are
for
people
it.
do this every day.
Every day.
My body would reject this. My body would just
We'd
be like,
get
you know
used
what?
to it.
It's time to die.
We'd get used to it.
No, I don't think it would. Buddy, I am 39, I don't know. I'm 42 hours away from being 50. All right? I'm too late to adjust, adapt, evolve. I can't do any of those things anymore. I am what I am. There will be no changing going forward.
No new tricks for this old dog right here.
I will only lose things. I can't gain things at this point.
Oh, man. Well, we get this picture. Let's go get your mind right. I'm listening while on the deer stand, hating everything. And he says GTHOM. What a picture that is, by the way.
It's a great shot. Hope you get a big one today.
Yeah, lock that down, my friend. Yeah, send us some pictures from the tailgate, from wherever you are, wherever you're listening. I would love to see what you're doing while you're listening to us this morning. I promise we will not talk about the economy or anything like that.
Sounds like it's bad. I find the Democrats' latest policy is rather shallow and pedantic. Very shallow and pedantic. I agree as well. Jennifer is at Chick-fil-A in Oxford heading to the game. Jennifer, come by the studio. Bring me 2 spicy chicken biscuits, add American cheese, and a large Coke Zero, please.
Oh, man. Philip in Alabama says, I'm with y'all. Thanks for being here for us. Don't tell Brian, but I wake up at 4:30 every day.
Philip, you're disgusting.
Somebody says, I'm taking my fiance to her first Starkville Egg Bowl. 2 Ole Miss fans. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason they changed the fan color from the Ole Miss side to powder blue, because they want it to stand out. And because I think there's going to be a good bit of Ole Miss fans headed that way today. I know somebody that is about to hop on a bus. They're busing some people from Oxford to Starkville and back, and apparently they're going to try to get this show on the speakers on the bus. I don't know if they're going to be able to work that out, but apparently that is going to be efforted.
Make it happen
when they get there. But the problem is, hey, that's going to be a bus full of Ole Miss fans, and if I tell you that, hey, they put the show on the bus, I'm afraid of what you might do.
I mean, I'm not like going to curse or anything, so. I just tell it like it is.
Shaq Bully says, you watch Stranger Things while an NFL game was on? You need to hand in your Sports Talk Mississippi card. I watched the Cowboys win.
No one cares about the Ravens and the Bengals.
Yeah, I watched the Cowboys win, and that was enough pain yesterday. So I flipped over to a Netflix show. I don't know. Yeah. Somebody says, it's a routine
Somebody
with coffee.
Somebody told me to quit crying. I'm not crying. I'm angry.
Yeah, there's a difference.
I'm not sad at all. I'm put out. I'm not in a good mood. I'm not in a good place.
Mike in Tupelo, you're the man, Mike. Thank you for this. Mike says, been picking up garbage since 3:30 this morning. You provide a service that Hey Dad never would. In a million years, you couldn't get him to do that. But we appreciate you, Mike, and glad you're with us, my friend.
I've had jobs like that. I've had some blue collar jobs in my life.
Yeah, but would you ride on the back of a garbage truck?
If I had to do, that's what I had to do to provide for my family. Yeah.
One of the guys that does my neighborhood is a Pelicans fan, and he and I over the years have, at first, friendly wave to the trash pickup guys, and then he was wearing a Pelicans hat and stopped and talked for a brief second, and we at first were excited about, hey, fellow Pelicans fan, what's up, man? Did you see the game last night? Now we just look at each other and shake our heads no. Just nah, man, I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, I get that.
Don't ask me about the team right now, brother.
It's like seeing a fan, when you travel and you're like, oh, hey,
yeah.
Like if you're a Mississippi State fan during football season, you're like, oh,
yeah. Hell State, man.
Mississippi State football, rather shallow and pedantic.
So he says, hey, Dad, you getting up early is what it takes for State to win the battle for the Golden Egg.
I will say this. State wins today. I'll get up at 5:15 a.m. every Egg Bowl. If we can prove the science behind that, I'm happy to help.
BK in Starkville says, I've got you guys going on the SuperTalk app in my living room in front of my lit Christmas tree. Beautiful decorated tree, by the way. Looks
Brandy's
great.
at the Starkville Cafe, which means he's in line. He's either in line with a bunch of people or he got there early enough to get a table. That when that door opens, it's like Black Friday every Friday at Starkville Cafe.
Ooh, Mike's got the good job. He gets to stay in the cab, he says. He sends us a picture right now. So he's avoiding the cold this morning.
There we go.
You're the man, Mike. Appreciate you. Justin says, headed to Starkville from southwest Mississippi with my 2 oldest kids. Let's go Rebs, is what he says. We get a how about Dak with a bunch of exclamation points.
Playing really well.
Playing
really well.
I'm
Cowboys
afraid to say
are a problem right this second. They're a problem. They're hot right now.
I'm afraid to say this because the playoffs are a thing and they're a different animal, but the Cowboys look legit. They really do.
Those trades have worked. We give Jerry Jones credit? Is that what we just have to do?
No, I don't like.
Gosh, you got to do it.
I wish Dak success. Jerry Jones, I don't wish success.
All right. I think we should tell you guys before we go that not only today are we in the Pearl River Resort Studios, we're in the Community Bank Studios. That's well. So Community Bank, online, gaming. Sure, it works. Both places take your money. It works.
Oh, man. 608-799-4395. Having fun reading some messages. We'll talk about the availability report. We'll do keys. We'll do picks. We'll look at some of the other games upcoming this weekend.
We have our executive lock of the week. Have you picked one?
Yeah. Okay. I have picked one. Sports Talk Mississippi from the Pearl River Resort Studio early on a Friday. We'll be back.
This is Andy Gibson.
Looking to his left, now to his right. Now Will's got to get rid of it. Throws right side. Marks comes back to it. Makes the grab, but he was out. He dropped it. Incomplete. Excuse me. I thought he was going to get there. It looked like he'd come back, but he bobbled it and lost it along the boundary right side. Oh, my, what a play it could have been.
Welcome back, Egg Bowl Friday morning. It's Sports Talk Mississippi, a special edition of the show.
I'm getting all the promotional emails that I always. This is that time of morning. I wake up to like 20 emails.
Oh, especially on Black Friday.
Just got one from Newski's Bacon, which is always a pleasant email to read because it makes me feel good.
I don't know what that is.
That's like a high-end bacon. You order and they send you bacon.
I just go to the grocery store. I didn't know that you could order high-end bacon on the internet.
So were you not? You were at the meal where I had this conversation with Matt Moscona.
I wasn't listening to Matt Moscona talk about bacon.
We were talking about bacon, and I said, you can, you buy craft bacon. He's like, what's craft bacon? I was like, like there's craft whiskey and craft
when
beer.
You say craft bacon, your first thought is the mac and cheese? What are we talking about?
No. Sea craft. Like there's craft whiskey, there's craft beer.
Yeah.
There's craft bacon. Like there's high-end bacon out there. And he didn't know anything about it, so I ordered him. I had ordered from them before, but I ordered him some bacon. I was like, I just sent it to him as a gift. I was like, hey, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, some thick-cut, applewood smoked bacon. And he was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And so, yeah, I get an email from them.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
I have bought bacon from them as a gift many times. I like to send people the delicious cured meats.
No, I have. I love Matt Moscona, but I have had my fill of, hey, Matt Moscona said this. What do you think? For the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that.
It would serve me well to not have to hear from Matt Moscona for a while.
If he takes the job, I'm going to interview Moscona and just not tell you, and then tell you on the show, hey, I got a 20-minute long interview, 2 segments with Matt Moscona. Could you go ahead and play that?
I'll hit play on it, and I'll turn the studio volume down in here and just kind of do this. Just I've had enough. I've had enough of that. Yeah, and some of these messages, they're just awesome. One, we had somebody...
All of you psychopaths. I want to point that out.
You guys are nuts. We did get one, and I wish... It's Russ. It says, listening while I feed my calves. And then he says, Hail State.
What he meant by that, he's doing toe lifts.
Yeah, he's
working
feeding
out. His actual calves. Russ never skips leg day.
Clearly not. But yeah, and then somebody says the backbone of America is up today. Absolutely correct. And then we also
That's
get
me.
a bunch of, hey, I'm in the deer stand, I'm on my way to go fishing, all that stuff.
Getting gas in Brandon Walker's hometown. You're not far from the Brandon Walker Smoking Lounge at that location.
Is he going to be there today? Because the last time he was there,
I don't think he's going to be.
You think he feels a little cursed?
Well, I think, don't he and Mincy do something where they watch it together and it's for content or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I do not know.
I don't. To my knowledge, he is not in town.
Remember they did the egg throwing thing?
Yeah, they did that 2 years in a row. Yeah.
Michelle and Jess.
Have you forgotten about our bet?
I have actually. What was it?
Loser eats 10,000 calories.
Oh, that's right.
In one day.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I did that yesterday.
I'll be honest. I might have gotten ahead on that yesterday. Yeah. Well, before we dive into contentiousness and hatred and everything else, how was Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was a good day. Yeah. I had a moment. So I was doing the podcast Wednesday night. It's 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. I'm wrapping up the podcast. And somebody's like, happy Thanksgiving. I'm like, yeah, got the turkey and a brine right now. And then it hit me. I forgot my injectable Cajun butter.
Oh, and no. You can just make that.
Now, I've become a meme now with the podcast audience because I went, oh, no. And I hit the table and leaned back. I was like, I forgot the thing.
You can make it.
Went to the grocery store the next morning.
Out.
Completely out.
You can make it.
I know, but I
melt some butter, throw some Tonys in there. Guess what you've got?
Yeah, but then you got to. I don't have a thing.
Oh, you didn't have a. They sell you. You just got to keep the one.
I know, but I didn't have it.
Are you one of those people who's like, I got to buy another Cajun butter because I don't have a syringe?
Pretty much.
Oh gosh.
Pretty much.
Turkey was really good. From an aesthetic standpoint, my pork loin yesterday might have been the best looking one I've ever done.
Yeah.
Shout out to our friend Heath Riles. I used his rubs on it. A little everyday rub and a little competition rib rub. And it looked beautiful. It tasted great. Don't get me wrong. It was delicious. But it looked unbelievable. I was so proud of how it looked. But, really good. My wife invented a dessert. It's like a combination pie and trifle. We called them, ready? Pifles.
Pifles.
So nice. Like a layer of chocolate pudding, a little pie crust on top, another layer of chocolate pudding, and then a little whipped cream.
Ooh.
And she did that with chocolate and with coconut cream. Pifles.
Man.
They were really good.
Man.
Really good. So, yeah, everybody really pleased. Even my mom was like, did you make this cranberry sauce? I was like, I did. She's like, it's really good. I was like, yeah, I had a good teacher. So somebody in my house knew how to cook when I was growing up. That's why I look the way I do. It's your fault, Mom.
Somebody says, I'm cleaning out the puppy kennel. You do not want to see what I'm doing. Only 3 puppies left.
Don't want to see it. You're correct.
No, you are absolutely correct. Cece says, just flipped on, so this is say anything bad about Cross you want to day?
That's every day.
No.
That's every day. You can do that. This is America, Jack. You can say whatever you want about anybody.
Oh, man. So, we've got the Egg Bowl coming up.
Yeah.
Here in just a few hours.
4 hours and 34 minutes.
There is. So
allegedly.
We talked to Ross the other day. We learned through heavy sarcasm that he's very excited to have had to travel, long travel day yesterday for him to get there. There's a high volume of national reporters coming to this game that, frankly, would not be there otherwise.
Correct. I looked at the seating chart. I don't want to, because I don't know what they'll figure it out, I guess, because you'll see who's tweeting. But I saw there's at least 4 members of the national media here today.
And there will be more
that would not be here if Lane Kiffin had signed an extension 2 weeks ago.
100%. I mean, there's Texas A&M today.
Mm-hmm. There are also members of LSU and Florida media in the town today.
Are there really?
Yeah.
Now that's fascinating.
Couple of people from various sites are here.
That is the Florida side of that is fascinating.
There's a little late message board genius push for the Gators here. And here's the thing, and I want to make this. I've been saying this all week about hey, Kiffin could just wake up on Saturday morning and go, "No, what I want to stay."
Good.
He could wake up on Saturday morning going, "Now Florida does sound good. Let's go there." We're dealing with a situation with a man who doesn't play by anybody's rules. He could change his mind 3 or 4 times in the next 24
Doesn't
hours.
even play by his own rules. he has rules.
His rules are beginning to annoy him. So, yeah. I would say until Penn is put to pay, until you see him behind a podium in Oxford, in Baton Rouge, or in Gainesville, the only thing that's sure about Lane Kiffin is that nothing's for sure.
Nothing's for sure. And you don't hope. State fans listening, you don't hope. The team deserves a coach that is fully locked in and has been fully locked in with them this past week to get them ready for this game. Because absent whatever comes after, the team owes it to themselves, really, and he owes it to them to put maximum effort into this game. He owes it to himself to have put maximum effort into this game. He's never coached a team to the playoff before in his life. He's never done it. So regardless of what comes after, what a decision may be, whether he stays, whether he goes, whether he's still undecided. Mm-hmm. I told a friend last night, they're like, what if Ole Miss just has his commitment and they're just waiting to announce it until Saturday? No, they wouldn't. If they knew, it would have been blasted everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. The second they knew for sure.
I think if Ole Miss is going to blast something, they're going to blast that he's leaving. They're going to try to get ahead.
I agree with that.
Like, if this leaks out today that he's gone.
No, they wouldn't do that before the game because it could disrupt the players.
But, like, later, if it leaks out, I won't be surprised if it's Ole Miss people doing the leaking.
Wouldn't surprise me either.
Because why not get ahead of the story?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And don't let whoever have the...
Let the story get out on your terms. You make it sound... You say, like, Ole Miss offered Lane Kiffin a historic package and... full control, everything he asked for.
Made the playoff, and wasn't enough.
And it wasn't enough. And that you say that, Ole Miss plans to be equally competitive with its next hire. You can control that narrative a little bit. And if I'm Ole Miss, that's exactly what I'm going to do today, win or lose.
Same friend I was talking to yesterday, I was like, well, I just hope the team's not distracted. And I've said this before in the show. I'll say it again, though. I sympathize with them and how some of the players, and there was a quote yesterday from one of them that kind of tells you how they're feeling. If you don't believe me, and there are some people that don't believe me, that there's been players that have been upset about this. At the end of the day, the players have gotten yourself into the spot where you are right now. You're also a professional football player now. There's no excuse to not be locked in and focused and ready to play this game. Regardless of what your coach is or is not going to do, it's on the players, too, to be ready today. So if they're, quote-unquote, distracted, I sympathize with that, but I don't think that's an excuse. You need to line up and play. You're getting paid to play now, but also you're squandering an opportunity that you've earned if you don't. We'll talk about the availability report. It's an interesting one when we come back.
Be sure to tune in every happening here in the state.
The special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
Those guys in white jerseys, they're looking. And now the state team hoisting the golden egg as they begin to sprint with it toward midfield. State reclaims the egg.
What?
It might be a little early for Motorhead. I'll just be honest with you.
I'm trying to get our... You said your mind was right.
My mind is right.
I pulled a Dwight Schrute and had Kickstart My Heart on the way down here.
I'm not on the spectrum, but I am getting like a little, overstimulated by some of this music. It's a bit much. I want to say something, by the way.
Go ahead.
This is a reverse of our normal day at work in that I came to work when it was dark. And I'll leave when it's bright.
Yeah, that'll be nice, though.
It's going to be, like, when I walked in, it was still pitch black, and I get outside, the sun will be out. That'll be fantastic.
601-879-4395. I learned the coffee shop by my house is not open at 5 a.m. I was a little disappointed. But here's my thing. I don't want anybody to have to get up that early. But you're a coffee shop. Shouldn't you be up at the time where people are most needing of the coffee?
I mean, I would think.
And everybody in there, by the way, they call me Killian Murphy, is what they call me. Everybody that works in there. One girl was like, hey, you look like that guy, the actor.
You don't look like him at all.
That's what she thinks. And I assume it's a compliment.
He's dark-haired. He's also Irish.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the accent. She asked me to do an accent once, and I was like, are you hitting on me? This is getting weird.
Was she?
I would prefer she not.
Okay. All right, then. I see where you're going with that.
But every employee in there now calls me that guy.
You're much more like Glenn Powell than you are Cillian Murphy.
I'll take that, too.
Yeah. I'm just saying. If I'm going to compare you to a Hollywood star, I'm going to pick one with like a similar hair color to you.
Somebody says that's the definition of a hipster coffee shop. It absolutely is a hipster. But they're all extremely friendly. But I expected them to be open this morning. They were not open. I got a bone to pick with them. I've got like one more punch on my punch card away from a free coffee anyway. I was looking forward to crossing that one off the list.
Now you get it tomorrow.
I guess.
Get it tomorrow.
But yeah, that's what they think I look like. Speaking of that, at the MAIS State Championship game last Saturday night.
Speaking of Cillian Murphy?
No, speaking of people, what I look like.
All right.
I yet again got you're taller than I expected. It's like, I come off as small?
These people must think I'm 5'2".
I mean, but I've gotten that a dozen times.
Well,
why do people think I'm short?
My favorite one was last year when we were at Stone's Jewelers, and the person was like, you don't look like what I expected you to look like. And I said, well, he's pretty handsome, so that means you expected him to be hideous.
People think that I'm short?
Yeah.
And that I'm ugly?
Yeah. That's what you come across as, apparently.
And I'm not that tall. I'm 6'2". I'm not like a giant.
They hear your voice and like, that guy must be hideous.
Somebody says Brian is rizzing up Michael.
I mean, he's my guy. I'm trying to help him out here. But, like, I just don't I don't understand. It makes me laugh. That woman just came in and was like, you don't look like what I look like.
Yeah.
So, by definition, if you're good looking and you don't look like what I thought you'd look like, you thought I was ugly. You thought I was hideous.
Yeah.
Like you had a giant wart, like a goiter just coming off your head or something, you know?
I'm glad I'm on not the only one here. Somebody says, I think coffee shops would be open at 5 on Black Friday.
You would think.
There's a Target across the highway from the studio here.
Yeah.
And there was a line, like, down the shopping center. People were lined up waiting for Target to open.
Yeah.
I don't know what time it opened, but I was shocked.
I have a friend who has a second job at Academy Sports. And so she's there early this morning. There was 100 people in line, 5 a.m.
We're going to Academy the second I'm done here because I got one of those flyers in the mail.
9 a.m. won't be that bad. Yeah. But, I mean, imagine being in line at Academy Sports. To purchase stuff you can absolutely purchase online. You know, it's one thing if you go to a local store that they don't, their online presence isn't as much. But if you're at anything they're selling is available online. I'd say. Yeah. All right, enough. The availability report. The
availability report, Ole Miss, really, I mean, there's two names, but there's one that you need to know.
Well, never mind. You just got to really... This person just killed you right there.
All right, I'm blocking your number.
You just got
I'm blocking your number.
A murder at 6:42 a.m. Person, Borky looks like Gerard.
You're blocked. You're never allowed to text the show again. I'm still mad at Gerard for not waving back at breakfast the other day.
Sports Talk Mississippi. I can't do a Gerard. It's a little higher pitch than I can get.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if HR is listening or not, but I need to file a complaint. If I see a coworker at breakfast and I wave and they don't wave back, is that some kind of toxic work environment violation or something?
I think so. All right, back to the availability report.
There's two names for Ole Miss. One does not play, so we'll focus on the other. Defensive back Antonio Kite, not going to play in the game today for Ole Miss. Been battling injury. That's a blow for this Ole Miss team. As we'll do keys coming up later in the show.
Well, I mean, you've been talking about all week that your concern is Ole Miss's secondary versus State's deep passing game.
And that is possibly their most talented defensive back, I think. It's hard to tell, hey, Dad, with this team, but I think that he is their most talented one, although none of them have been particularly impressive anyway. Mm-hmm. That's a little harsh, but it's true. Him being out to blow for Ole Miss. I don't know how they're going to try to defend Thompson and Evans. I think I have an idea of more coming up on keys later, but that is a significant injury for Ole Miss in this game, considering what I expect State to try to do to that Ole Miss defense, which is try to score big play, over-the-top, vertical passing game.
That's the plan for State all year. Is when they've been at their best offensively against Texas, against Tennessee, against Arkansas, those big passing plays have been the spark that's gotten the offense going. So Ole Miss missing a key member of the secondary is a problem for the Rebels and a positive for Mississippi State.
Somebody's asking us to say hey to Samantha because she doesn't believe that her husband would get or that she would get a shout out on this show, and now her husband gets to listen for the rest of the show. So Samantha, we appreciate you, and sorry you're going to have to suffer for the next 2 hours and 15 minutes, but you doubted us, and you doubted him, which is a bigger problem. And good morning, Samantha. Hope you have a great day.
Morning, Samantha.
For Mississippi State, the same four are out: Jefferson, Whitson, Smith, and Steen. We already knew that. We
knew that, yeah.
Still questionable, is Isaac Smith.
Still expect him to play. I'm sure he'll go through it, but Isaac Smith is the kind of guy that wants to be on the field for the Egg Bowl. Mm-hmm. I expect him to be.
The rare player that has the true emotional tie to this game.
Well, you're talking about not only a Mississippi kid, his dad played at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So, has a ton, grew up a Rebel, and is now a Bulldog, and has you're talking about having a real connection to this game. Isaac Smith might have a deeper one than anybody else on the field.
I'm trying to think of anybody that could have a comparable one.
There's not going to be one, I don't think. I don't think anybody else's parents, played in the rivalry. I could be wrong, but yeah. So I expect him to go. And then, of course, also Devon Booth, suspended for the first half. Somebody asked on the text line my thoughts on that. I don't have a problem with suspending Booth if he broke rules or did something out of character. I don't have a problem with the suspension. The only 1/2 suspension is weird. You're telling me that it was bad, but only bad enough to suspend him for 1/2. Mm-hmm. If it's only bad enough to suspend for 1/2, just handle it internally and don't worry about a suspension. Or it's bad enough to suspend him and he can't play today. I feel like you're trying to find a middle ground that doesn't really exist here.
The only way that makes sense is if you had a cause and effect, hey, this violation equals this, this equals this.
Yeah, but even then that would be weird.
I've seen a lot of people, I say a lot, I've seen some State fans say, it's the Egg Bowl, you shouldn't suspend anybody, forgive what he did.
Can't do that.
I understand why you think that.
You got to have discipline in your program, otherwise you end up like Joe Moorhead. You don't want that.
Yeah, Jeff Lebby's trying to establish culture. Mm-hmm. And especially in this era, that's, I would assume, more difficult than in years past because you don't have these guys for as long as you used to. I think it's a good thing that your coach would stand on principle and suspend a player that they need.
Yeah.
Because
no player is bigger than the team. No game is bigger than the program. I have no problem with the idea of the suspension. I just find it odd that it's only for 1/2. It feels like it should be something either was bad enough to miss the whole game or it wasn't bad enough to need a suspension. I don't know this middle ground that we're sitting in here.
I don't either. But that's it for your availability report. So 2 pretty healthy teams anyway. Mississippi State's obviously, what would that defense be if Whitson never gets hurt? It's an unfortunate question that you have to ask. Is he still second or third on the team in sacks?
He's up there, yeah. Yeah, with 1.5, yeah.
So without him, that's obviously a blow. But 2, generally speaking, for being game 12 of a season, pretty healthy football teams going into this game today. Really appreciate you guys being here. We will come back. I'm going to have some more coffee because I'm starting to drag already. I'm losing momentum, and we still have 2 hours and 10 minutes left in the show. So I'm going to refuel.
You know what that tells me?
I'm not built for this?
Your mind's not right.
My mind's not right.
Yeah. I'm ready to go. I'm fine now.
Well, here's more Motorhead for you. We'll be back.
Vans Outdoors
In transition now.
This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
Time to play the game!
Let's go! It is Egg Bowl Friday. I'm going to wash my glasses. I should have taken those off. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Is that a wrestler's intro that I don't know about?
Yeah, it's Triple H.
Okay.
And that's what he does. I had the water bottle ready. Sports Talk Mississippi on a Friday Egg Bowl morning. Glad to be with you, Brian Haydad, Michael Borky. The Mississippi Lottery app is here. Play smarter with the app. Download the Mississippi Lottery official app, now available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. Check winning numbers, scan tickets, and find your nearest retailer and more. Learn more at mslottery.com.
Code and Brayson going to their first Egg Bowl. Hope you guys have a great time. Same thing for Paul and Ian. And Luke, just for you, because Luke asked.
What did Luke ask?
For me to say Hail State.
There you go.
There you go, Luke. There you go. Really appreciate you guys.
You can see it on my glasses. I gotta get the paper towel.
Somebody sends us a message about his wife Anna, they're going to the game today.
Okay.
She's due with their child next week, and they're going to the Egg Bowl today. Hey,
I mean, it's very possible. I hope you're sitting by a doctor. I'll just put it that way. It's very possible. Hey, good news, if you're sitting near an Ole Miss fan, you got like a 50-50 chance.
I mean, the thing is, though, I would be worried about the time coming in a public space like a football game. Those cowbells might keep that thing up there for a little while longer.
The baby's in there just like, I don't know what's going on out there, but I don't want any part of it. I'll stay right here. Thank you very much.
Man. Somebody says, lost a lot of respect for me not knowing the Triple H intro. I am not an anti-wrestling guy. I'm not one of those.
This is the second time I've done the Triple H intro on this show.
It wasn't my thing growing up. I'm not against it. I'm not that guy's like, oh, do you know it's fake? Like, yeah, a lot of things are fake. The NBA, that's
Politics.
Scripted.
Everything Richard Cross talks about, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., fake. None of it's real.
So I'm not anti-wrestling. I don't know, next to nothing about wrestling. I played the video game as a kid, and I was always Sting.
Very good. Good choice.
Yeah, because I liked the face paint, really, is why I chose Sting.
There you go. That's a good choice, yeah.
Apparently, I asked my dad if it was the guys from Kiss.
It's not. It's not. Nor is it the guy from the Police.
No.
It's two different guys.
If you listen to the Police lyrics, by the way, they're a little creepy.
Well, yeah.
There's something wrong with that guy.
Yeah, like the what is it? Don't stand so close to me. Yeah. It's about something that gets you arrested. Yeah, a lot of songs are that way.
Yeah.
When you don't ever listen to the lyrics of your favorite song. Just enjoy them.
Yeah, there's a few Conway Twitty lyrics that's like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, calm down.
Relax.
Calm down.
I tweeted this morning, shall we egg? That's all I said. And
egg's not a verb. You don't need to.
It is a verb
egg
today.
Somebody's house.
But somebody's reply was, do we have to?
Yeah.
That's the funny part about the Egg Bowl sometimes. A lot of Ole Miss fans, especially lately, have gone into this game not excited, just like, just anxiety. There's almost a sigh of relief when the game ends. Today might be different because it would be the first 11-win season and all of those, so it might be a celebration. Mm-hmm. That's why I think there's a lot more Ole Miss fans going to this game than usual because they want to be there for the historical part of it if they're able to pull a win off.
That's iffy. That's the kind of stuff that backfires on people. Just
it does.
Ask me how I know.
But the fan bases did take over the College World Series when they won national championships, so the trip was worth it. But yeah, so maybe less anxiety today, but especially 2 years ago, the last Egg Bowl in Starkville, it was just painful. And the second the game ended, it was not celebration. It was
relief.
Thank God.
It was relief.
Yeah.
That game, yeah. I mean, State had the lead in the third quarter. Ole Miss had to come back and get a couple of big plays from Quinshon Judkins and Caden Priestcorn to win. That was just a painful, ugly Egg Bowl.
Somebody says
the biggest play of that game was a targeting penalty.
It was?
Yeah.
I'm like 75% sure Jackson Dart was unconscious on the field and then played the rest of the game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, when he got hit, I was like the first moment is like, okay, big play for State, and then as they replayed it on the Jumbotron, I was like, that is going to be targeting.
Where does Brian Daboll end up? If you're looking for an offensive coordinator as a college football program, just in a hypothetical scenario in which you hire a defensive-minded head coach.
I was like, how did we land on Brian Daboll of Dart? I get it. Okay, yeah.
He would have been great for Dart too, and it's unfortunate for Jackson that he's not there. But if you have a defensive-minded head coach, or you hire one, and you're looking for an OC,
I'll go with somebody I think is going to hire a defensive-minded head coach, and I'd say Florida would be a great landing spot for him.
That guy, you bring in that guy.
Yeah, his offense with DJ Lagway, it works.
Petrino's going to be availweiss too.
There's some good names out there. Yeah,
he's kind of a dirtbag, but.
If Kiffin does move on, does Weiss go to LSU, or does he become available? He has another guy there. So
interesting stuff. Hour 1 in the books. It's Egg Bowl Friday. Sports Talk Mississippi. After the news, how about we do some keys to the game? We'll do that when we come back.
I'm going to go clean my glasses.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on this show are not the opinions of TeleSouth Communications, its management, or advertisers.
This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
Fourth down coming up. Plump looking into the end zone. Incomplete. Off the hands of Willie Harris. No flags. Ole Miss has held again, and barring a miracle, has won the football game. I tell you what, have dodged a bullet here. A bullet? How about a round of bullets?
Do they play that every week?
Yes. Hey, Dad, you're so controversial. We got to protect ourselves from you.
TeleSouth Communications hates Kraft bacon. It's going to be tough for me to come back from that.
All right, Sports Talk Mississippi. The views and opinions expressed on this show. That Lane Kiffin.
They had to give Cross a disclaimer.
This is hour 2 of the Egg Bowl special edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
The jacket's coming off. Good talk.
So glad that you guys are with us. I'm Michael Borky. He's Brian Haydad. I'm really, really glad that you guys are here, as you always are, whether you're traveling to the game, which I know a lot of you are, at the tailgate, sitting in the deer stand. We got one message about waiting in the truck to go out and, attack some ducks, because apparently it's the first day of duck season as well. At least that's what he said. So wherever you are, however you are, we just appreciate you. Hope you guys had a really safe and happy Thanksgiving, ate all the food, visited with family. Hopefully no politics discussion at the table.
No. I have the vapors right this side. That was the most unexpected thing. I didn't know that was coming, because as you know, A, I don't get up this early to listen to the radio. B, I wouldn't listen to political radio. And C, I wouldn't listen to Richard Cross. So I had no idea that disclaimer was about to happen. That was like a sucker punch. Oh, my gosh. I'm short of breath.
Somebody with an office quote says, I love inside jokes. It would be cool to be a part of one someday. No, it's just...
We explained it. Did you not hear the disclaimer that they put on there that tell the views on this show are not a TeleSouth Communications, blah, blah, blah. I just wasn't expecting that, especially now because we're doing this show. What's the view? We like the Egg Bowl?
Somebody's asking, he says his son Cohen wants to know who our favorite football player is. Our favorite football player, he says Hunter Washington and Dak Prescott. Who's your favorite football player?
Of all time?
Let's go active. Favorite active football player? Because the answer is probably Drew Brees, right? But he's not playing anymore.
It's not. Drew Brees is not my favorite Saint of all time. He's the greatest Saint of all time, but he's not my favorite. Active player?
I'll start so you can think. Demario Davis is my favorite football player.
That's a good one.
Brandon, Mississippi, was not a high-profile recruit, so went to Arkansas State, played his college ball there, and he's been a Saint for a while. Was a Jet first, but a heck of a football player. He's not human because at his age he should not still be the dominating linebacker that he is, and also his principles, the way he conducts himself. In the community and what he promotes with his platforms, I think is really admirable, and I really like the man off the field as well. So electric, exciting, fun football player, got ties to Mississippi, and also seems to be really principled and well put together off the field. He's my favorite football player.
I guess, for NFL purposes, my favorite player right now is Cam Jordan. I mean, just been with us the longest, and I love him. I think he's done a great job. I'm glad to. I love the celebration. I love the fact that he owned the Matt Ryan while he was there. I was a big fan of that. So we'll go with Cam Jordan.
Brian says the views and opinions of this show are wrong, especially Borky. Signed, Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, that's what Kiffin would say right now.
If Kiffin stays at Ole Miss, I need to send Kyle Campbell a message. Hey, can you get Coach to follow me back on Twitter?
Refollow. You might be out. You might be out of the circle of trust. You're in the land of the uninvested.
I am now in the I'm in the untrustables.
Yeah, you pull up the Houston Nut graphic.
Yeah,
Borky is in
I'm
the
on
land.
the outside.
One thing I always noticed about that graphic, like the outer layer, like the land of the uninvested or whatever the worst one was maroon.
I never thought about that.
It absolutely was maroon though.
Speaking of maroon, you will start. We'll go back and forth. Key number one. If Mississippi State's going to get a win today, what is the first key to making that happen?
They got to quote Brent Key, run the ball. They've got to run the football. And when I say run the football, I don't mean Blake Shapen 17 carries. I mean, Fluff Bothwell, 17 to 20 carries, and Devon Booth, when he comes in the second half, 10 to 12 carries. And I mean, Kamario Taylor, 5 or 6 carries, assuming he doesn't get the start, which I don't think is going to happen, but I know that rumor is out there. State has to be more balanced on offense, and they cannot just put Shapen out there and expect to be able to run the football while he's the quarterback, because Ole Miss will do exactly what Missouri did and goad State into running the ball with Shapen. And that's not going to get the job done today. They have to be able to run the football.
Key number one for Ole Miss, regardless of who the quarterback is going to be for State, I think you have to make them drive the full length of the field if they're going to score on you. I said to the podcast audience, I wouldn't be surprised if Pete Golding's game plan annoys you a little bit, because I think they're going to be comfortable giving State some underneath stuff. Just, 5-6 yard passes, dump off, stuff like that. People call him Prevent Pete sometimes. I think you're going to get a lot of taking away the bomb in order to force State to have a 12-play scoring drive. Because, we've talked about it every week. State often shoots themselves in the foot. Whether it's, inconsistency, incomplete passes, penalties, whatever, they have not displayed the ability to consistently move the football down the field methodically. It's a lot of explosive plays, a lot of big passing plays. I think Ole Miss is going to protect themselves on the back end and be willing to give up underneath stuff, because I don't think State can do that for 4 quarters, because they often kind of screw it up for themselves. And so that's the big key for Ole Miss, is don't give up anything big, explosive, over the top. If you give up 5-yard passing plays down the field, then you give it up, because I don't think they're going to be able to consistently do that all game long. So force State's offense to drive the length of the field.
All right. Mine is kind of similar here for Ole Miss. Keywan Lacey is going to get his today, right? He's going to get 100 yards. That's just going to happen. It's does he get it in 15 carries or does he get it in 25 to 30 carries? That's what State has to do. Ahmad Hardy averaged 12 yards a carry against Mississippi State. You can't allow that to happen. You've got to force him to 3-4 yards per pop. And you're just going to have to Chambliss is good enough to win the game. I want to make that very clear. This is not a, do this and you win strategy, but it is a don't do it and you will absolutely lose strategy. You've got to absolutely force Trinidad Chambliss to pass the football today because you feel good about whoever Kelly Jones is covering. Mm-hmm. So you're eliminating, maybe half the field by doing that. Now, Ole Miss can still hit big plays on the other side of that field. There's no doubt about that in my mind, but I think you got a much higher percentage chance of winning if you make Ole Miss into a pass-first team rather than a run-first team.
Along those same lines, don't get cute, especially in the red zone or in goal-to-go situations or at any point in the game. Keywan Lacey needs 30 carries in this game. I mean, heavy dose of Keywan Lacey. No more of this Austin Simmons and Trinidad on the field at the same time doing reverse stuff. If it's 3rd and goal from the 1, don't throw 2 passes. Just give it to Keywan Lacey. I think you're going to get a rather, quote-unquote, simple game plan from the Ole Miss offense, and that's what you need. Force State to try to stop a running game, which they haven't been able to do lately. 30 carries for Keywan. Don't get cute. Nothing other than simple offense. Run the football right at State, test their manhood, and see if they can step up and stop him. Because I don't know, and I don't think that they can, but force the opportunity. Don't be cute. Give it to Keywan. 30-plus carries in this game, and you'll probably win. So we'll finish keys to the game when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi, 601-879-4395 is the C Spire text line. We get this text. Gentlemen, in the words of my good friend, Coach Jeff Breland, I'm like a rat on acid this morning. I'm chomping at the bit to get to DWS.
Never heard I'm like a rat on acid.
Never heard that.
I don't want to picture what that would look like either, to be honest with you. But we're glad you're with us. This is going to be, we got, another hour plus to go with you. Plenty to talk about as we get closer and closer to
one
the
more
battle.
key each, right? Yeah.
One more key each. I mean, if you got, hey, I'll give you keys all day long. That's what you want to do. We get closer to the battle for the golden egg. It's Sports Talk Mississippi early in the morning with you. The views of this show are 100% accurate. We'll be right back.
Vans Outdoor.
Okay, rolling.
This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
That's what I'm talking about.
Today, on a day of family and togetherness, the state is divided. On this day, you're a rebel or you're a dog.
You got friends over there, but you get on that field, you fighting against your friend, and you don't want your friend to beat you, so you just try to take him out. Ole Miss, it's game time. I'm coming at you. Let's get it on.
That's Tuesday, Wednesday.
All right, one more key to the game. We each gave 2. My 2 for Ole Miss were, number 1, make Mississippi State drive the length of the field offensively because they have a tendency to kind of screw it up if they have to have double-digit play drives. Number 2, just don't get cute. Give the ball to Keywan Lacey a bunch, especially up close to the end zone. For State, you recap your 2 and then give me the 3rd.
Run the football with your running backs. I feel like I got to throw that disclaimer in there. I don't want Lebby to hear this and go, oh yeah, I'm planning a run shaping 20 times today. I don't want that, Coach, if that's what you're listening. And then he can still beat you, but you've got to make Trinidad Chambliss beat you. You can't let Lacey just run wild on you today. And then I guess 3 is you mentioned this on the show on when I had you on. Your X factor was Daquan Wright. And this offense, historically, for whatever reason, they'll throw to the tight end sometimes, and if you're watching on TV, there's nobody in the picture except the tight end. You got to key on that guy. As I mentioned, the last 2 Egg Bowls, the game-winning touchdown caught by Caden Prieskorn, the Ole Miss tight end. You've got to cover that tight end. You've got to have somebody out there. You've got good enough athletes with Isaac Smith and Zachary Tillman that they can work with that guy and cover him. You've got to keep him covered up. You can't allow the tight end to leak out and have these 30, 40-yard, absolutely wide-open plays against you. Those are backbreakers.
Yes, they are. My third key for Ole Miss, it's got to be a big game for Cam Franklin, for Prince Will Umanmielen. They use him differently now, but Centarian Perkins as well. I think Ole Miss needs to be able to, and it's one of the weaknesses of the state team, Albert Reese or not, is protecting the quarterback, but they need to be able to get pressure without having to bring extra guys so they can protect themselves on the back end. So Franklin, Prince Will, those guys need to have big games, getting pressure and getting pressure quickly, because if you have to start bringing extra bodies and suddenly you have Thompson in one-on-one matchups, especially the way Lebby schemes them, gets him matched up on a safety, you're in trouble. So you've got to be able to protect yourself on the back end. And how do you do that? Get home with 3. And Ole Miss has been able to do that lately. Got to do it again today.
And State has not been able to stop it. You know, that's why teams that had a lot of success against Mississippi State is that you can get pressure without blitzing. And when you can do that against any opponent, that's a great way to win. When you're telling me I can rush 3, rush 4, drop 8, drop 7 into coverage, it's really tough. And that's why that's why it goes back to my first key. You've got to be able to run the football. They're just going to send 3 and the 8 guys are dropping back, that you should be able to run the ball.
Yeah.
And if you can't, that's a problem.
So there you go. 3 keys to the game. I got asked doing the podcast Wednesday night if I have heard anything regarding Kamario Taylor being the starter in this game. A lot of people are talking about it. I know you and Robbie have talked about it on your podcast feed, but for the radio audience here, what's up with that? What's going to happen here?
There's just some smoke that it's going to happen. I mean, it may just be social media, message board, nothing. It may just be people wanting to talk, and try to, get things going. But there is a wisp of smoke on the air that you could see Kamario Taylor. It's interesting, right? Because it is senior day. And I'll tell you this, if you count, I believe I'm correct on this, Michael. If you count State recovering the fumbled punt against Tennessee and then scoring as a score on the opening possession, I don't know if you want to count that or not. But if you want to, then in 11 games, State has scored a touchdown 9 times or scored points on the first drive 9 times. They didn't against Texas A&M, although they did score first in that game, and they didn't against Missouri. They didn't score on the first drive against Missouri. Chapin, the first drive, the scripted drive, Chapin's really good on that drive. He looked up. Go back and watch the drive against Georgia. That's maybe the best drive State put together all year was their opening drive. So do you do that, go up 7-0, and then make a change? Or does Taylor start the game? What I would tell Chapin, or what I would tell Lebby if he was asking me is, whatever's working, don't get away from it. So if you start Chapin and it's 7-0, send him back out there and go again. If you start Chapin and it's not working, pull him. And if Taylor gets it working, that's it. That's don't change. Don't change what's working.
Yeah, kind of
allow the game to dictate what you're doing. Don't dictate to the game. Is how I would look at it. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But I will say this, going back to what I said about running the football, it's a lot easier to run the ball when the quarterback can run too. I keep going back to what Levy said about Missouri was giving us the quarterback run. Well, they're giving you the quarterback run because Chapin's there. They change what they're going to do if Taylor's back there because they can't just allow the quarterback to run when it's Kamario Taylor. He'll run all day.
Yeah.
And he'll put up big numbers. So Ole Miss is, Pete Golding's a smart guy. If he sees Taylor back there, he's not going to say, hey, key on the running back. Just don't worry about the quarterback. You want to have a real run pass option, you got to have the quarterback run be a realistic option. Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
Somebody says, I really hope Chapin doesn't get booed on senior day introductions. That I would be shocked if he gets booed, it's not going to be that.
Introductions, no, but 3 and out on the first drive?
Yes.
3 and out on the second drive? Yeah, he's going to get booed.
You'll get it after the first one. If they go 3 and out, it's going to be
ugly. There's no getting around it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody says, KISS, keep it simple, stupid.
It's just the truth. Football at its core is a simple game.
Mano y mano.
Yeah. It's, bigger, stronger, more talented wins 90% of the time.
I mean, there's no doubt Ole Miss is going to be prepared for the prospect of Taylor playing.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot of film on him, though, and if Levy would use him differently, I mean, you've seen him play some.
Run some plays he hasn't run. But at the same time,
but there's a lot that you're going to do with him that Pete Golding and that defense has not seen yet.
And the other side of that is, if they do have it well scouted, he's a good enough athlete that he can break out of pressure and get yards. And if nothing else, a sack where you stop shaping at the line of scrimmage, Taylor gains 2-3 yards, right? Just because he's bigger and stronger.
Big,
yeah, he's going to break a tackle that Shapen can't break. So. Somebody made a really good point. I said on the show, I was like, if Kiffin was playing this game, coaching State this game, he would definitely start Taylor. Somebody retorted with, this is the same guy who didn't play Ulysses Bentley last year. But I took the politics out of it, and I just said if it was the more talented guy.
Still so odd. I
watch Ole Miss right now, and I look at them, and I go, if they had Keywan Lacey last year, they might have won the national title.
They would have at least won 2 of the 3 games they lost.
I mean, the only team, maybe Ohio State beats them, but Ohio State
was so good.
But they get to that point. So wherever they played Ohio State, maybe they would have been in trouble, but they could have gone toe-to-toe with them. And I think they could have gone toe-to-toe to them last year with Bentley, to be honest with you.
With how good they were defensively. I mean,
yeah.
People keep saying, oh, what a bust that was. The team was a bust. No, the defense was not a bust. That was not a bust.
Do you want
the offense was a bust.
I'll go a step further. Kiffin was a bust last year.
Absolutely.
The reason Ole Miss lost their games last year was Lane Kiffin.
Coaching.
I'm not trying to gas y'all up in case he changes.
No, it's true. And this year, he's done an unbelievable coaching job.
There's no way you can get around that. He had a running back who was capable of winning games on the bench. The 3 games Ole Miss lost, a heavy dose of Ulysses Bentley probably wins those games.
And even, Lacey's better than Bentley, but Bentley is certainly better than, with all due respect, a player that's not getting heavy carries at Southern Miss. Mm-hmm. After he transferred, and then a converted wide receiver. That's anyway.
Correct.
But yeah, absolutely. 2023 was a heck of a coaching job. Mm-hmm. This season, through all the chaos and the turmoil and all that crap, Kiffin's done a hell of a job with this team.
Really,
they have been offensively. They have been awesome, considering you lose Austin Simmons in week 2.
Yeah,
you have this D2 kid. I mean. 9 receivers catch balls every game for Ole Miss. They distribute the football so well. They're running it well.
The fact that Kiffin went and found Chambliss and evaluated him and said that's a guy who can play at this level when nobody else in the country was thinking that is something that should add to his Coach of the Year resume. Elko will win Coach of the Year, especially if Texas A&M wins tonight. But Kiffin deserves that.
Yeah. Apparently, the credit goes to Charlie Weiss Jr. on that, by the way.
I'm sure it does.
Well, one media member in particular was very quick to remind everyone after Charlie Weiss Jr. was nominated for, was it the Broyles Award, that it's not his offense, that it's Kiffin's offense. Mm-hmm. I wonder if how quickly the text came in to put that out there.
Pretty quick, if I had to imagine.
Yeah. I mean, when you can knock your own offensive coordinator, you got to do it.
You got to do it. You got to plant the seeds of treachery.
Sports Talk Mississippi on a Friday morning. We'll be back.
Mornings with Richard Cross is brought to you by Covington County Hospital in Collins, where your health matters.
Come on. This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
The Golden Egg came about, guys, 1927. because after the 1926 game in which Ole Miss won 7-6, a major brawl broke out on the field when the Rebel fans charged on the field to tear down the goalpost, and the Bulldog fans took exception to that, and so they picked up their cane-bottom chairs, charged onto the field, and started hitting the Rebel fans in the head with the chairs. It got so out of hand they decided we need to do something, and they came up with the egg ball.
It's not mornings with Richard Cross. Let's just get one thing straight.
It's also Friday.
It's also Friday. This is Sports Talk Mississippi, special Egg Bowl edition. I've never hit Michael Borky with a chair. I might one day. You never know.
That would be a fun bit.
To hit you with a chair?
Yeah, like in a wrestling way, though, where you like hit the large part of my back to where it doesn't hurt and I fall.
I can't do Sean Spears on Cody Rhodes on you, is what you're saying? I can't do JBL on Eddie Guerrero?
Sure, yeah, we'll go with that, yeah.
Do you know what those are?
I have no idea, but
I'll send you a video.
You're speaking Spanish to me right now.
You don't want to do the Eddie Guerrero one. I promise you that.
Okay.
I promise you that. So, Sports Talk Mississippi. It is Egg Bowl Friday.
It is Egg Bowl Friday. And yesterday on Thanksgiving, another coach has committed to their school signing a new contract. I didn't know you could do that.
Jinx. You owe me a Coke.
I thought that was disrespectful for Eli Drinkwitz to sign a contract extension with a massive raise. There are a lot of Missouri people, by the way, did not understand the joke. They were going to bat for their guy on the interwebs last night because every Ole Miss fan on the planet was like, wow, how disrespectful. And Missouri people thought that they were being serious. No, they were poking fun at their coach who called it disrespectful. Anyway, point is, Eli Drinkwitz is now going to be a $10.7 million a year coach from Missouri, so he vaults inside of the top 10 of highest paid head coaches in college football. Here's the conundrum. Does that mean him signing with Missouri, does that mean that he has gotten word about what's going to happen in Oxford/Baton Rouge? Or does that mean that he was actually not LSU's quote-unquote backup plan at all, despite the reporting from a lot of people saying that he is? What if he wasn't and decided to not to wait and just go ahead and recommit to Missouri because he knows that he's not getting the job, or he was never in line to get it? I don't know.
We don't know.
I do know that his agent, I assume, would have told him to wait until the dominoes fall to use open jobs for more leverage, unless he knew that there was no more leverage to be had.
Right, which would make a lot of sense.
It does.
Drinkwitz was connected to the Penn State job. Penn State's starting to get some smoke that they're going after some big names. Penn State's they're starting to connect the dots with Kalen DeBoer and Marcus Freeman. I don't think either one of those moves will happen, but they are going to do what Texas did when they made the push for Saban. They're going to make a big name. They're going to throw a Godfather offer out there, make a big name, take them no. And if they miss out, they'll go with the guy from James Madison, from what it seems like. So be it. Drinkwitz, I got a kick out of all the Ole Miss fans. Like, you can do that?
That was possible.
That was funny. But it does show to be nice, the uniqueness of Kiffin's situation, right? Because as you've been saying for weeks now, Michael, he could have easily put this to bed. No questions asked. It would have been over. The fact that it hasn't, combined with Drinkwitz, who everybody believed was the second choice for LSU, signing away that, I mean, if you were, it's circumstantial evidence, but you could make a case off of that.
Yeah, you don't win in court, but you in like a criminal court, but you could win civil litigation with that right
there. The burden of proof isn't as strong. You absolutely could. So we've been talking about it. I think it'll start to leak one way or the other, definitely by the end of this game. And if Mississippi State had its way, it would leak about 4 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah.
I can see it now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an official announcement. Please turn your attention to the Jumbotron, and it's just Ross Dellinger's tweet. Sources.
LSU, if Kiffin does stay at Ole Miss and Drinkwitz was their number 2, where do they go?
Dillingham.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes the most sense, right? I don't think Lincoln Riley's getting out. So
there was a lot of Ole Miss people talking about, if Kiffin leaves, go to Lincoln Riley. My response is, why?
That'd be a terrible idea.
His teams are soft.
Yeah.
Now, he had good years at Oklahoma in the Big 12.
Yeah. And probably, look, if they had stayed in the Pac-12, it would be them in Oregon. Mm-hmm. They would be doing really well, but they're not because they're in the Big 10. I
would rather take the risk on somebody that's not as proven at this level than somebody that appears to be washed at this level.
Yeah. Dillingham makes the most sense for LSU as the third, if he's the third choice. Honestly, I would have Dillingham ahead of Drinkwitz personally. I think, and that's not a shot. Drinkwitz has done a fantastic job. He's turned Missouri into a consistent year in, year out winner. If Pribula didn't get hurt, they probably have another win. They might still be in the discussion for the college football playoff. Yeah. But they're just unlucky in that aspect. But he's turned that program into a consistent winner, and so Missouri paid him a lot of money, almost $11 million a year. Mm-hmm. That's what. And some people might look at that and go, "Oh, is that the price to go 8-4?" Yeah, that's what the price to go 8-4 is every year. It's $11 million a year. You want to go 10-2? It's probably closer to 15.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's where we are as a sport.
By the end of this cycle, you're getting a $15 million coach.
Yeah. I'm fascinated to see if State wins today, let's just say, right? And then they win their bowl game. They finish 7-6. What do you bump Levy to? Because at this point, you think about where he's already the lowest paid coach in the conference, right? But with all these new jobs opening up, he might be like $5 or $6 mil behind the next guy. I don't know who 15 is.
I mean, he's currently 5 behind Kiffin.
Right. And
who's about to get
Kiffin's going to get a raise one way or the other. Yeah. And then LSU's not going to bring in a guy and give him $6 million a year. Mm-mm. It's like, but at the same time, has he done enough to say, here's $9 million a year?
Yeah, no way.
No
way.
So,
and especially since you'd be bidding against yourself.
Yeah, nobody else is going for Levy right now. So
you bump him back out to.
Just give him another year on the contract. And maybe go from 4.5 to like 5.5. Just give him $1 million
and enhance the incentives. Maybe,
yeah, something,
because there's no competition.
Right. That's a good. We mentioned big offensive coordinators. Raiders letting from the C-Spire text line. Josh, the Raiders let Chip Kelly go. That's a guy who will be in demand as a college offensive coordinator.
Man, you've got some good OC candidates out there. Apparently, G.J. Kinney also looking to get out, would take a coordinator role.
That's just smart. Like
he'd get paid more.
Well, man, it's what Malzahn did. Like if he's in a power school. Mm-hmm. Now you say that he's making $2 million a year at Texas State, so he's making good money there. But
somebody give him 2.5.
But what's more sound for your future? Think about it like this: you're G.J. Kinney. Somebody gives you $2.5 million to be the offensive coordinator. Let's just say at Florida, right? The next head coaching cycle. Now you've got experience at the power level, plus you've already been a head coach. It's the perfect resume.
Yeah.
It's like whoever hires you to go like, this is a guy who's been a winner as a head coach. He's called great offenses in the SEC, and now he's come here. That's an easy sell, as opposed to just being G5 head coach, G6 head coach. Some people will be concerned about that, and they'll use Billy Napier as an example.
Mm-hmm. Somebody says, I'd extend Levy, but no raise. I think he would get one.
You just get like a token. He's making 4 or 5. Bump him to 5.
I don't know if you want to be known as the program that
is cheap.
I understand why he got the salary that he got when they hired him. That's not the discussion here.
Right.
But if you are going to give him an extension, a salary increase should come. You don't want to send a message to the coaching community that we're cheaping out on our head coach.
Correct.
Especially when, and I understand this too, I'm not one of those that's saying that Mississippi State shouldn't be doing this because it's what your fans want and you should give your fans what you want. Especially when your baseball coach is getting 3. You need to be willing to invest more in the football coach's salary. If he earns it anyway. Now, if he loses today and they go 5-7 and his one SEC win in 2 years is 2-10 Arkansas,
yeah, then
a raise has not been earned.
A raise is not. Yeah, I might do a year just to keep him at 4, but that's all. That's all I would. I don't necessarily know that I would do that. In this day and age where players can up and leave in the drop of a hat, and coaches can up, Lane Kiffin proving that contracts are meaningless. You just go where you want. I mean, why extend him?
Because Jimmy Sexton in the negotiating room gets their leaving buyout to be next to nothing. Right. It's unbelievable. The grip that man has. Do you think he'll be in Starkville today?
That's a good question, probably.
I'm sure.
If I see him in the press box, I will alert you.
Please do.
Saw him in 2022, and I saw him in Oxford.
There's no way he's not there today.
He'll be there. The only thing is, though, at Ole Miss there's some premium seating around the press box that does not exist in Starkville. They're the athletic director's boxes on the press box side. So Ole Miss, I'll see Keith Carter today. Mm-hmm. Maybe see Glenn Boyce, but I won't. I don't know if I doubt Jimmy Sexton is sitting with them. I'll put it that way.
Why not?
I don't know.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
Up of Mississippi.
Begin transition now.
This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
Touchdown by Moore. He got in despite the hit from Dantzler, but Luke Logan, who had an opportunity, and you saw Elijah Moore, the excessive celebration, invoking DK Metcalf. Luke Logan had the opportunity to tie the game and missed it wide right.
Welcome back, Borky and Hayda, Sports Talk Mississippi on a Friday morning. Glad that you guys are with us. We got this on the text line. LSU isn't sound for anyone's future. Fire a coach after losing to 3 top 15 teams, then trying not to honor their buyout. From a State fan, I don't know why he would go. I mean, it's as simple as this right here. He would view that as the easiest path to win a championship, which is ironic considering that he's got a chance to take a team to 11-1. And once you get to that point, regardless, State fans are going to roll your eyes at this. If you're 11-1 out of the SEC hosting a playoff game, you can make a run at a championship. You can. Your only loss is by a touchdown in Athens.
Yeah.
That team is capable of doing just that. But that would be the reason. These coaches are arrogant, and I kind of mean that complimentary. They believe in their ability, and, well, that definitely won't happen to me. I saw that they tried to pin a morals issue on Brian Kelly because they didn't feel like paying him $54 million. But that won't happen to me because I'm just going to win. A lot of them think that way.
Yeah.
But we did get that news also, I guess it was Wednesday night, right, or yesterday, that Brian Kelly is going to be honored the full amount of his buyout after they tried to not do that.
Yeah.
Also makes you wonder, what does that mean? Have they gotten the money straight or what? I don't know. Or does that mean they exhausted all avenues trying to not pay it because they don't have their money straight and their lawyers told them, hey, guys, sorry, you signed the contract, you didn't do anything. What do you want us to do? I don't know. But that would be why.
That's the reasoning. I mean, prior to Brian Kelly, the previous 3 coaches at LSU had won a national title. And Brian Kelly had a stronger resume than Saban, Miles, or Orgeron did when he took the job. So there was no reason to think the fact that it didn't work is a huge indictment on Brian Kelly, in my opinion, more than anything else.
The real debate, somebody says, shouldn't be whether we are paying Levy more. It should be why we went cheap in general in 2023.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, you're not – that's a very fair question. You know, why would you not, you know, in that situation try to get a proven head coach and make a Godfather offer? We'll see how it works out.
But they did try.
I think they went after a couple of coaches, but obviously they didn't make the kind of offers that, you know, made sense.
I promise, though, on those coaches, they did offer more than the $4.5 million.
They did.
They gave Levy $4.5 million because they didn't have to give him any more. Basically.
Yes.
Probably could have gotten him for less, maybe, even.
Probably.
Especially since it got weird there at Oklahoma, which, by the way, it shouldn't have, but it did.
Yeah, that was an odd divorce between those two, no doubt.
Did you indeed get up at 3 a.m., Borky? No, 4. I slept in until 4. 4 is when I got up.
I woke up, and I was, looking around. I had set my alarm for 5:15. It was 5:14. It's like...
Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, it's like I could have gone for that. That extra 60 seconds might have made the difference in my day, to be honest with you.
Man, if you get up 45 minutes before your alarm, that is the best 45 minutes you can ever sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But I did. I got close. Somebody says, happy I can hear you on the radio this morning in Florence, Alabama. Hey, our reach, I mean, we don't just cover all 82 counties. You get us into Louisiana,
Nationwide.
Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas. You get us everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody says the baseball team made a run and won the championship. Football can as well. Now, that baseball team's super talented. They were underachieving. But, yeah, you're exactly right. If you're an SEC team that wins 11 of your 12 games, yes, you can make a run at the championship. Roll your eyes, State fans, if you want. Ole Miss absolutely, if they win today anyway, can do that, especially if you get the right draw. I mean, look, you host a playoff game against Georgia Tech or whatever, and then your next game is Oregon. You can beat Oregon.
Yeah.
They're super talented, very good.
You can beat them, yeah.
Indiana went to their place and beat them by double digits. Yeah, they're beatable. And then you get paired up with Georgia again. It was a team that you had a lead in the second half against on their home field.
Mm-hmm.
Really, Georgia's really good, but I mean...
And they're playing their best right now, the thing with Georgia.
Imagine that. Kirby Smart has a team peaking at the right time. It's almost like he's really, really good at this. But yes, absolutely. Somebody says, still the dumbest move that he could make. Hasn't been good at any other major job. He's been bad at every stop but one at this level. You're preaching to the choir. Leaving the situation that he's in right now, especially with the team that he's currently got, makes no sense to me. If Ole Miss was 7-4 going into this game, sure, whatever. Going into this game with,
he wouldn't be coaching this game if they were 7-4.
But with one loss right now, where you are, the whole...
That's what makes him weird, man.
Yeah. There's just no reason to be in this position. Now, look, maybe he takes care of that today. But, yeah, it's an odd situation, especially considering the current team that he's got. We'll see. 601-879-4395. After the news, we'll give you a college football fix. We got to do picks as well. We'll do that in the 5 o'clock hour, the 8 o'clock hour when we come back.
This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
45-yard extra point to tie the game. The kick is up, and it is no good! There are flags all over the field. The Bulldogs are set.
This song is too happy. It's too happy. It's too lighthearted for this day.
Or it's Ole Miss fans. Hold on to me, Lane
hold
Kiffin.
on to me. Whatever will be, will be. Lane Kiffin is yours to see. Lane Kiffin, please don't leave.
There you
Lane. Sports Talk Mississippi. Normally it's Mornings with Richard Cross, and this hour of the show would be brought to you by Pine Grove Behavioral Health and Addiction Services in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. 1-888-574-HOPE. That's 4673. Visit pinegrovetreatment.com.
All right, we're going to save the Egg Bowl pick to the very end, but it is your college football fix. It is Friday, so we're going to do some picks.
The College Football Fix is brought to you by your Mississippi Ford dealers. Built Ford tough. Skip the lines for the TVs and the clothes and everything. Go get in line at your Mississippi Ford dealer and we'll drive off the lot with a brand new Ford F-150. That's the best Black Friday. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Georgia Tech, a little bit more spice in this one than in years past. Georgia Tech playing good football under Coach Brent Key. Now, suffered a Pretty brutal loss a week ago. Almost came back, but they did not. Right. They're 9-2. The game's being played at Mercedes-Benz Stadium because Georgia Tech sacrificed a home game in order to allow this one to be played at a neutral site. They're dumb. They're 13.5-point underdogs to the Georgia Bulldogs.
The ebb and the flow of the college football season. 3 weeks ago, I was like, this is a real situation here that Georgia Tech could win this game and be challenging in the college football playoff. And now I think they're just going to get blown out. So 13.5, I'm going to give you the points. I think Georgia wins big.
I think Georgia wins big as well. Probably a fight early. I mean, this is a really well-coached Georgia Tech team. He's done a heck of a job there. He's a really good coach.
Played well. He's coached well.
Haynes King is tough. It's almost like he gets better after he gets hurt. Like, he'll roll his ankle in the first quarter and be limping around the sidelines, and then he'll unleash the beast.
But he's most dangerous.
Yeah, Georgia's playing too well right now. They're too talented. They're too deep, and it's going to be like a home game for them. So, yeah, I'm with you. Tonight at DKR, you want to go to the game? Texas A&M, Texas? To get in the door, you need like $1,000 to go to this game. It's unbelievable the cost of tickets
money
for this game. Texas A&M, a 2.5-point favorite tonight.
So basically, whoever you pick, you're just saying they're going to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think A&M finally shakes it all off, all the allegations.
All right, Taylor Swift,
and gets off.
You stopped yourself from going full on Taylor Swift, shake it off on that one.
I'll take Texas A&M. I'll give you the points. Ooh, ooh.
If Sark loses this game, things are going to get uncomfortable.
He's going to look. He's going to look for a landing spot. Titans. I mean, it has to be in the NFL. But Titans, Dolphins.
Give him one.
I don't think they will either, but he'll look.
He will certainly.
8-4 when you were preseason number 2 is not a good look.
Especially when Art struggled this year for the most part. Not good. Yes, Aggies minus the 2.5. Although...
Yeah, the allegations are out there. The allegations are out there that A&M can never escape Texas's shadow.
Chris says, hey, that's funnier in the morning.
Am I?
You're just delusional is what... delusional is not the right word. You're delirious.
Don't get used to it.
Kentucky, Louisville. Louisville had a good season until they didn't. They are 7-4, so to win their 8th game is certainly not nothing. They're 2.5-point favorites hosting the Wildcats, who I guess are going to have to stick with Mark Stoops for another year.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for them. I don't think Miller Moss is playing in this one. I think I'm going to go with the Wildcats here. I'll take the points.
I'm going to go with Louisville. There's our first one of the day. Right. Disagreement there. South Carolina is 4-7. 4-7, and they're favorites. Favorites in a game against Clemson. If you'd have told me that, just that part, not Clemson's record, but South Carolina's going to be 4-7 going into the game against Clemson, and they'll be favorites. My response would have been, what?
I like to do it a little differently. What if I told you in August, hey, last week of the season, South Carolina's favored over Clemson? You would have thought South Carolina was like number 1 or 2 in the country.
Yeah, like really good. Sellers took a big step
Clemson
forward.
is probably a top 5 team. South Carolina must be awesome. Nope, they both suck. I'll take Clemson. I'll take the points. I think they'll get the win.
12 combined losses between the two. I'm going Gamecocks in this one.
4-8, and they're going to keep Beamer.
They've already announced they're keeping him, right?
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
They'll bounce back next year and win 9 somehow.
Feels like a win-and-you're-in situation for Oklahoma hosting a hapless LSU offense anyway. They're 11.5-point favorites. Pretty big line for an Oklahoma team that struggles to score.
Mm-hmm.
But so does LSU. Something's got to give here.
The real executive lock of the week, which we will give in just a few minutes, should be the under on this game. These are 2 really good defenses and 2 mediocre at best offenses. And with LSU's case, they are, haven't said this in a while, they are putrid. So, yes, give me the points. I will give you the points. Oklahoma wins this game. They're probably going to win like 17-3.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just a hideous
I mean, if they can't
game.
score 13 points in Western Kentucky, what are they going to do in Oklahoma?
Vanderbilt, fresh off of Clark Lee agreeing to a new contract with the Commodores. Again, you can do that? I didn't know you could do that.
Why would he do that?
Why would he do that?
Yeah. I didn't know. I've learned so much this week. What's the spread on this one?
The spread is Tennessee minus 2.5 hosting Vanderbilt.
Going to go wrong team favored on this one. I think the Doors' magical season goes on another week, and if Ole Miss loses today, you will see Vanderbilt in the college football playoff.
Pretty wild.
Vandy, they turned.
I like the Doors as well in this game. And he's not going to get fired, but go 8-4, and Heupel's people are going to...
I think that the way he handled the Nico thing put some credit in his bank. But next year they need to be better. They need to be back in the playoff next year.
Missouri, 7-4 Missouri at Arkansas. Missouri's a 2.5-point favorite. Arkansas 2-9, 0-7 in the SEC. Bobby Petrino wrote a heartfelt goodbye to the Razorback Nation. He does not expect, obviously not to get the job, but even to be retained as OC.
Another big-name OC on the market.
Does he send them off with a W?
First off, I'll be deep in the cold, cold ground before I'll recognize Missouri. But that being said, I will recognize and I will give you those points today. I can't believe they're not going to get one. I really thought Arkansas would beat somebody. Mississippi State was obviously their best chance, but they've had some other close games as well. But I mean, watching that Arkansas team play Ole Miss, I was like, okay, they'll win some games this year. I was wrong. They go 2-10, 0-8, and give me the points. I'll give you the points.
I think they're going to get this one.
Oh, upset.
They just score.
Yeah.
They just score so much. They're at home. Nobody will be there.
Mm-hmm. You're right about that.
I think they're going to get one, though. Bobby P's motivated, and that offense has been good throughout. Florida State is a 1.5-point favorite at 3-8 Florida.
Florida State is favored now? That line has gone back and forth.
No, a 1.5-point underdog. Did I say favorite? Sorry.
Yeah.
They are an underdog.
That game has gone back and forth a little bit. Wrong team favored. Give me the Seminoles. In the battle between trash and garbage, give me trash.
And finally, when it comes to SEC teams, there's a line of thinking that if DJ Durkin wins this game, he will be given the job at Auburn. There's a chance that he gets it regardless. There's a lot of
I just
momentum.
looked around and I thought we had the best candidate right here. We didn't need to look. He understands about Auburn being Auburn. A true Auburn man. He's an Auburn man. And so
Auburn's a 5.5-point underdog in this game at Jordan-Hare Saturday night.
John Cohen's coaching hires being Hugh Freeze, DJ Durkin, and Stephen Pearl makes me really chuckle. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of smoke around. No chance. No chance. Alabama's going to win this game.
You say no
chance.
No chance?
No chance.
In Jordan-Hare Stadium on a Saturday night?
True freshman quarterback against that team? No chance.
No chance?
No. I say, Brian Haydad says no.
I'm going to take the points.
You are a fool.
I'm going to take the points.
Well, you go right ahead. You get in there with Gibb from Opelika. WDE Borky. War damn Borky.
That's exactly right. Those are your picks for your college football fix, driven by Ford and your local Mississippi Ford dealer. Hey, no guest today because it's Black Friday morning, but when they do appear on the show, they do so on the Farm Bureau guest line.
Shopping.
They are all shopping. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team. Lock of the week and more Egg Bowl talk when we come back.
Is your company? Come on.
This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
Cowbells in unison. Third and a long two. Dart pulls it back. Wide open! It's pre-scored! He's in! Touchdown, Ole Miss!
Remember earlier I was telling you about I was getting on my Black Friday emails this time of morning?
Yeah.
Just got one from WWE. WrestleMania tickets on sale. officially on sale, right? So a lot of them are already pre-bought and stuff like that. They go to VIPs, right? If I wanted the best 2 tickets that are available, guess how much I would spend?
$2,000.
$2,000 total is what you're saying?
Yes.
$6,500 to sit a good, probably a good 100 yards away from the ring. Now, let's say I wanted to, you know what? I don't need great tickets. I'll sit in the worst seats possible. Guess how much?
$600.
For 2 tickets, $1,500.
My goodness. I mean,
WWE is on the we're getting a little off talk. We'll do the executive lock but they're on the precipice. Like, wrestling is built on the back of fathers taking his kids to wrestling so that they can watch it and grow to love it as their dad does. This ain't it. Mm-mm. This is not how you build future wrestling fans. So I just looked for a laugh. I'm like, and it's in Las Vegas, so I mean, I'm going to spend how much on the hotel and the food and everything else? I probably have to spend close to $12,000 to go for the 2 days. It's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
So,
it's an epidemic across sports and entertainment.
But this is a bit much. But that being said, maybe if I had won some more of these, I'd have the money to do it.
What do you say? A certain kind of player. That's why we call it the executive game.
It's not personal. It's strictly business.
Oh, look at that. I know I'd go from rags to riches.
The executive lock of the week, I accidentally already gave mine, so I'll just quickly get it out of the way. Georgia, minus the 13.5 against Georgia Tech coming up later today is my lock of the week. Much more talented team. Georgia Tech's well coached, tough, all of the things. All of that is true. Key's done a heck of a job. He doesn't have the players that Georgia has at the moment, and I don't know if he ever will be able to where he is. But Georgia peaking, talented.
It's a lot of
They'll
points
have the home
for the
crowd.
lock.
A lot of points, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay them. Georgia minus 13.5 is my lock of the week.
All right. As you know, it is rivalry weekend, and so we've got these great matchups all across the country. Saturday, one of my favorite days of the calendar year. I get to watch all these fantastic games. One that goes under the radar is the Territorial Cup between Arizona and Arizona State. Arizona's had a good bounce-back year. Arizona State has continued to win even after Sam Levitt has been injured and apparently is leaving the team. That's what makes Kenny Dillingham such a hot candidate for a lot of these big jobs. The line on this game is Arizona is a minus 1.5 point favorite. So it's just about who I think is going to win, right? I think Arizona is going to win. Arizona has already been the executive lock of the week once. They are 1-0 in that spot. They will be twice. Now, my executive lock of the week, Arizona minus 1.5 at Arizona State. Wildcats win and reclaim the Territorial Cup.
Like it. Good pick there. So there's your lock of the week. This is the Egg Bowl preview show, Sports Talk Mississippi. Glad you guys are with us. There's something we haven't talked much about in this game, and it's pressure. I'm very curious to see how Ole Miss handles pressure. Now, they've done well this season. They've played well, especially in close games. They've executed very well. Their opponents are the ones that have made the mistakes late in these close games, and they've handled all of this very well. But this is different. Not only is it the last game of the season, you've had a long time to think about it. You had the off week, and they know when you're in. They know that now. Absent the rivalry component of this game, there is a lot of pressure on Ole Miss because I think it's also been demonstrated you lose and you're out. I don't think Ole Miss is making the playoff at 10-2. I really don't.
It would depend on other things.
They would need a lot of help. They've already
Oklahoma.
fallen 2 spots. They're already at 7, and only 11 teams make it because the G5 team is coming from outside of the top 12.
They would need
and the
Oklahoma.
ACC champion probably 2.
They would need Oklahoma, and they would need Vanderbilt to lose for sure. Never mind what the other conferences. They would need those 2 things for sure.
And then what happens if Michigan beats Ohio State?
Michigan's in with a win. There's no doubt about that.
So there's pressure on this Ole Miss team today, and they know it. Can they handle it? That's a big factor in this game. How loose are they? Are they playing tight? I don't know if distraction is going to be a factor in this game because they know what's on the line and whether or not Lane leaves shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a distraction, at least leading up into this game. Shouldn't be. because there's more to a team's preparedness than whether their coach is going to be there after the game or not. Maybe I'm naive, but to me, it would be more about the pressure that they feel in this game. And can they manage that and play well despite winning you're in, losing you're out?
It's fascinating that there's pressure on both sides because for State, it's do you want to play in a bowl game or not? It's not the same kind of pressure, but pressure nonetheless. We haven't seen that in a while. We haven't seen there's pressure. We've seen there's pressure on one, but not on the other. This is the time where there's real pressure on both teams. And for State, if nothing else, say what you want about Levy, at least State knows their coach is there. Like he's not going anywhere. He's there to ride the storm out with them. And so I do wonder, that's State's best chance to win is a distracted Ole Miss team. An Ole Miss team that believes its coach is leaving. They're not really listening to him. They're not motivated the way that they should be in this situation. And we've seen those kind of games before where, a coach was clearly one step out the door. We saw one in 2017 in this game where Mullen was clearly out the door. Everybody knew it, and it trickled down to his team. And yes, the Fitzgerald injury plays a big role in that, but that team was not ready to play that day. And so you have to, if you're a State fan, that's really State's. That's what I've been saying all week is that it's more about, I don't know how much it's that State can win as it is that Ole Miss can lose. Ole Miss can lose this game much easier than State can win it.
Especially, an early turnover or two, big play, and then you're not fully in it.
Mm-hmm.
Although, Lane Kiffin just retweeted an account called Everything Ole Miss, so I guess it's
locked,
done.
Never mind. Locked in. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mentioned it earlier. State's been really good on the opening drive. If it's 7-0 Ole Miss State to start the game, how does Ole Miss respond? We might get an early indication of how locked in they really are.
Two teams that are really good on the opening possession.
Yeah.
If it's 7-7 after about 4 minutes, I would not be surprised.
It should be 7-7. Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised at all.
And then it's going to be, who makes the adjustments and who goes from there.
Yeah. How much Jeff Lebby's Q rating can change with a win today is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
And then it's already not particularly high, but how much it would fall with a loss, too. It's crazy that the scale of how the fan bases will feel about their coach depending on the result.
Yeah, State wins 6-6. You're in a bowl. You won 2 conference games. You beat a good Arizona State team. You have to be willing to take the macro approach here and say, look, they got much better in year 2.
Mm-hmm.
We expect them to do the same thing in year 3. If you lose, though, this team was 4-0 and it lost 7 of its last 8. The only team it beat is the worst team in the SEC, and they had to have a miracle comeback to do it. Defensively, they got worse throughout the season. The recruiting is not good right this second. What are we holding on to here? So, yeah, this is a big swing in Jeff Lebby's tenure at Mississippi State today.
I'm excited. I am excited about this game. So many things happening around it. We'll see whether or not the decision can wait until tomorrow. How well does Ole Miss play? How many Ole Miss fans are there? That'll be a thing. I promise the kickoff stadium picture will have some opinions.
Yes, no doubt.
Oh, boy. If there is a lot of powder blue on the roadside, the Mississippi State faculty is going to, the faculty might have to, just lay low for a little while.
Yeah, and it's not the faculty.
I know, but that's what everybody blames it on.
It is in some ways, but, it's just State fans that didn't buy season tickets, and those season tickets converted into, what's what I'm looking for, into single game tickets, and those single game tickets have been bought by opponents all year long.
Mm-hmm. Traffic backed up 2 lanes in Louisville on the way to Starkville. That's the problem with early kickoffs is there's not a slow trickle of fans.
Yeah,
everybody's all at once.
You got to get it. You got to get in there.
Trying to get there. We got a quarterback question. We will answer that when we come back. It's Sports Talk Mississippi on a Friday morning, just after 8:30. If you're on your way to the Egg Bowl, on the way to if you're just now on the way to your hunting land, you're a little late in the day. But wherever you are, however you are, we're just glad that you are here on this Black Friday. We will talk some state quarterbacks because that is what's on every state fan's mind today when we come back.
This is This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
That's what I'm talking about.
And Mississippi State comes into Vaught Hemingway Stadium, and they are bringing the golden egg home as Mike Leach finally gets his victory over Lane Kiffin.
All right, one final time. Says right now, hey, Dad, which quarterback do you think is starting? A lot of people saying that there's smoke that he is. Your best guess right now, and then we will put this conversation to bed until after the game, obviously. Who's going to play the majority of snaps at quarterback for Mississippi State? I think we both agree that Shapen's going to start the game.
Mm-hmm. I'll be surprised if they make a change. I'll just put it that way. He's backed Shapen all year long. I just don't see him making a change here in the final game. So I think it'll be Shapen's game, and that plays a large part of my prediction.
We will do that coming up after this. 11 a.m. kickoff. Well, you okay with this? How do you feel about the Black Friday 11 a.m.? Now that it's here, how do you feel about it?
I'm not a huge fan of 11 a.m., but I get it because, they got two other games that are between higher-rated teams today. I don't like the Egg Bowl at 11 a.m. personally. I think it should be a night game. Let people have their tailgate and enjoy themselves all day. But
yeah, the team's walking into the stadium in 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's just gross.
And there will be fans there, of course.
Which means I'm walking in about 35. Yeah.
Which, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I think 11 a.m. kickoff should be banned anyway.
I like 11 a.m. kickoffs for the most part, but not for this game. Good point here on the C Spire text line. Rumor is that Trinidad Chambliss will be starting for Ole Miss. Haven't confirmed it, though. Haven't seen On 3 make a post about it. Yes, Pete Thamel slacking, hasn't
I mean, seriously, hasn't broken the news that Trinidad's going to start this game. They're focused on other things, I guess. Coaching has taken precedent over the weekly breaking Ole Miss's starting quarterback is going to start the game.
Yeah, as it should. Should have stopped happening right after the LSU game, but it lasted a few more weeks.
I mean, you got to get that out there as best you can.
Do we not understand how content works, Pete? Do we need a quick reminder about that easy aggregation?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Backup quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, who's been starting in place of an injured Austin Simmons, will start at quarterback today for Ole Miss.
Yes.
Simmons will get some goal line snaps, though, when they do a double reverse pass thing when they're 3 feet away from the goal line with Kewan Lacey. I still would love to know. I mean, Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr., if they sat me down at a whiteboard, it would be Chinese symbols to me. I mean, I would know nothing about what they're talking about. I would love for them to sit down and rationalize. You're 3 feet from the goal line. Florida cannot stop Kewan Lacey at all, and you call a 2-quarterback reverse pass. Please explain to everybody in the room why that was what you wanted to run there and thought that was the best thing to do in that spot, as opposed to, here, Kewan, here's the football, go. I mean, help me out with that one.
It would literally be like a cat trying to explain to you why it knocked the drink off the table.
Yeah.
When I did it in my head, it made a ton of sense. Unfortunately, the results were not what we wanted. I swear I thought when I pushed that Coca-Cola can off the table that it was just going to land straight down. No spillage. But you live and learn.
We dealing with that right now with a 6-year-old. I mean, you raised 2 kids.
I did.
You're still doing it. I say raised as if, they're adults now. They're still your kids.
They still live in the house.
Yeah. But all of you out there, parents, know you've hit a stage where your kid will do something, and you'll look at them, why?
And
they're like, I don't know.
In my head.
Like, why did you do that?
That had a totally different outcome. You were going to be proud of me. Yeah, that's what sometimes. And look, that's not a Kiffin. It's not an exclusive to Kiffin thing. I mean, we're talking about. Hey, you're in field goal range. You just got to get a few more yards, center the ball, kick it. You're going to beat Florida. Let's throw a pass. Like, what? Every coach does it. But
they do.
But yeah, the goal line ones are the ones that are the most infuriating. When it's just like, hey, we can just hand the ball off here 4 times and probably, surely in 4 carries we can get 8 inches.
Yeah.
But no.
Especially
watch. They're like the usher, like, yeah. Watch this.
Gosh, I had that moment yesterday. My son was doing stuff on the floor it was just, drawing on some of his schoolwork and all that on the floor in the living room, which is fine. But when he was done, I told him to clean it up. And I went to the bathroom and came back, and he took the paper and put it into the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And so he cleaned up by putting all the stuff in the Christmas tree. And I was like, why did you – I asked him, I was like, why did you do that? He goes, I don't know. Looked like a good spot, Dad. Why wouldn't I do that?
You wanted it off the floor.
It's off the floor
Am I correct in that assessment? Guess what, buddy?
It's off the floor.
It's off the floor. Now, you want it out the tree? You want me to do 2 things today?
I was flabbergasted. He just stuck it in the Christmas tree.
Why don't you light the fireplace? I'll just throw it in there.
Man. Somebody says 11 a.m. kickoffs aren't good for home upsets. Yeah, crowd a little bit more subdued in the morning.
It can be. That's why you've got to, if you're State, you got to get out early. Get them into the game. 7-0, get a 3 and out or get a stop, get the ball back, crowd into the game. That's how you build on that. You ride the wave to victory that way. But yeah, you're right. If crowd's already just like, I don't want to be here, and you don't start off good, they'll just say, you know what, why am I here?
Get this message: Clark Lee's being so disrespectful to his players by committing to them.
So disrespectful.
West Point Loves is full of maroon and red and blue, somebody says.
Yeah, I imagine it is. Everybody coming down 45 from Tupelo and Oxford in that area, yeah.
Somebody says 11 a.m. is so disgusting, currently imitating a streak of lightning headed up Highway 25.
Be careful. Obey the rules of the law of the road, please.
Somebody says, sorry, guys, State cannot stop the run. Lacey runs all day. Apologize to Haydap.
Yeah, why? Borky's happy in that scenario.
Headed to Starkville with the whole family, fired up. Sure hope the team is too. That's Serena and Ken from Oxford. Look at that. Put the 4th-string wide receiver in for an A-gap dive. That'll work better than Kejuan Lacey on 3rd and goal from the 1.
Is the 4th-string wide receiver like 6'3" and 225? Because then it might work.
That was best guess on the amount of Ole Miss fans at the game. I would say north of 15,000.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Probably, I'm trying to think. I wish I had a number for what Tennessee had. If I had that number, I could give you a lot more.
15,000 is 25% of the stadium. That would mean an Ole Miss fan. I mean, and people way overestimate visiting crowds, because that would be an Ole Miss fan in 1 out of every 4 seats. That includes the student section.
Yeah.
That's a very difficult thing to do. It can be done. It might be done today, but 1 out of every 4 is a lot of opposing fans.
Justin just asked me, best place to park with a shuttle on a budget. Buddy, I live in Starkville, and I have a parking pass that puts me near the stadium. Why are you asking me? It's like people who ask me, like, hey, what hotel should I stay in Starkville? Why would I know? I live in Starkville.
But you don't know the answer to that? I mean, you know people in town that have to do those things.
I know which ones you shouldn't stay at. I'll say that, but
But like even the parking situation?
I have no idea where anybody parks. I know where I park. That's it.
You've not had a conversation about parking with anyone?
Why? All the people, all my friends that are State fans have parking passes. They don't worry about it.
Yeah. Somebody says Borky is good at math. I know that was very elementary, but what I'm trying to illustrate is how many people that actually is. But anyway, Will says this game should have been played last night. I so disagree with you. I can't even describe how much I disagree with you.
I wish it had been played last night. We wouldn't have had to get up so early.
Could have waited till 3.
Could have waited till 3 o'clock. Just had a normal day. All of the pain and suffering for whoever's going to enjoy it or not enjoy it would have already happened. We probably already know where Kiffin was going.
Hogman says, "Hey, Dad, sounds sleepy." Hogman, it's because we were up before the sunrise. Yeah, we're sleepy. Yeah. Don't feel bad for us. We're not complaining. We're not digging ditches up here.
No.
But yeah, we're a little tired. We're not used to this.
I am tired.
Once you're conditioned, it.
Yeah, Richard Cross will be up and
Yeah, he'd be fine.
He'd be fine. Telling you about whatever. But
Mr. Gallo, rest his soul. We used to have a sign-in sheet here, 3:30 in the morning, signed in every morning before his show. 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, it is time. Michael Borky and I will make our official predictions for the, I don't even know what number it is, battle for the Golden Egg between Mississippi State and Ole Miss. And I think Michael will add to that, we will make our official predictions on where Lane Kiffin will be coaching next season. It is time to make that official prediction. We're going to do that when we come back. We'll wrap it up here on a special Egg Bowl edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
Here's John. And
in transition now.
This is a special Egg Bowl morning edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
And the fake to Mackey. The throw to the end zone is caught. Touchdown! Dante Moncrief strikes again. Feed him. The Rebels extend the lead.
All right, one more time with you. For those of you that have been with us today, we really, really appreciate you. It was really cool, almost overwhelming to see how many of you were fired up and ready at 6 a.m. to hear us yap for a few hours. So thank you for being a part, and thank you for being a part of our show all the time. We really appreciate you. But now is prediction time. Hey, Dad. What's going to happen today in Starkville?
Well, it ties into what I've been saying, that I just don't buy into the idea that it's going to be Camario Taylor's day here in Starkville. I believe that Blake Shapen will be the guy, then that Pete Golding will set the hounds on him, and he'll pressure him until he is ready till the game is over. And that being said, I just don't think Mississippi State has enough in the tank to get the win. They'll score some points. Ole Miss's defense isn't just as monstrous as it was a year ago, but Ole Miss will score more. I'm going to go Ole Miss 35, Mississippi State 27. Rebels will cover, barely, but a cover nonetheless. I think it could be a close game going into the fourth quarter, but Ole Miss will salt it away there and get the win, get the egg, and get into the college football playoff. You want me to leap into my Kiffin prediction from that?
Go for it.
I think Kiffin wakes up tomorrow morning and says, I have an 11-1 college football team. They're going to play for a national championship. I'm not going. I think Kiffin is going to wake up tomorrow morning. And look, as we sit here right this second, Kiffin could have already signed something that says he's coming to LSU, that he's going to Florida. It doesn't matter. He'll get out of it because that's what your agent is for.
Yeah.
I believe Lane Kiffin will stay at Ole Miss and be the head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels next year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Ole Miss's running game and balanced offense is going to be a real problem for that Mississippi State defense because it's not just Kejuan Lacey. I mean, they have quality tight end play, really good receivers. The play calling this season has been pretty outstanding. Mm-hmm. It's been a hell of a coaching job from Lane Kiffin, Charlie Weiss Jr., et cetera, to get this offense to where it is. I would expect a pretty high-scoring game, especially early. I think State's going to have success throwing the football down the field. Ole Miss, though, with that running game and just a little bit more talented, maybe not even a little bit more talented. If they're locked in and they don't make mistakes, they are going to win this game. A lot of scoring early. Ole Miss pulls away late. And I agree with you. I would go back and forth because nobody knows what he's going to do.
What's the score?
42-28.
Okay.
But nobody knows what he's going to do. I think this whole process has been handled terribly. But if Ole Miss wins today, I don't know how any human being, even one as unique as Lane Kiffin, will be able to see a happy locker room after winning their 11th game, about to host a playoff game, and choose to leave that before you see it through. I can't wrap my mind around a human wanting to do that.
The only one who would is Lane Kiffin.
That's the only one that would, but there's no way that you go through all of that today. And then you go watch your son play in a high school playoff game, by the way, as the quarterback at Oxford High School.
Mm-hmm.
And then wake up Saturday morning and say, you know what? I don't want to see this through. I'm going to go ahead and leave instead of seeing this out. I can't wrap my mind around a human thinking that or doing that, and emotions are going to win out here. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. Certainly will be wrong again, so maybe I am here. But I just can't fathom having a 11-win season, about to host a playoff game, and choosing to leave that to chase the thing that you currently have.
I agree 100%. I think that's how it's going to go. That said, and I think you would agree with this because it is Mississippi State versus Ole Miss. Anything could happen. State could win. Ole Miss could blow State out. State could find a way to blow Ole Miss out. Absolutely a 4-outcome game today. And we could wake up tomorrow and Kiffin's staying in Oxford. He's going to Baton Rouge. He's going to Gainesville. He's staying in Oxford because he's going to wait it out for another month and get an NFL job. Nothing, again, the only thing that's for sure in all of this is that nothing's for sure.
Yeah. What is the dollar amount for the Facebook on-field ad? Where do people get
No idea.
For this?
No idea. I assume Ole Miss. I assume it's a deal between both schools because the ads that have been on social media have both schools' logos.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume this logo will be on the thing for Ole Miss. I mean, I'm sure it's a 7-figure deal
for one game.
Probably. I mean, it's probably a 2-year deal for. Yeah, I mean, I imagine this is you're getting prime placement on an ABC Black Friday telecast. You're getting a 60-minute ad. It's got to be close to. It's got to be 7 figures, right?
My ratings guess is going to be over 6 million. Over 6 million people.
Because people are watching for Kiffin too.
Yeah, and this is different than earlier this season. This is a unique game for that kind of viewership bump. People didn't watch the Ole Miss LSU game because Kiffin might leave, but they're going to watch this one because of that.
Exactly.
You guys enjoy the game. We'll be back on Monday at 3 o'clock to talk about everything that happens
and
this
don't miss
weekend.
Thunder and Lightning podcast, Rebel Report podcast. Those will be up long before, plus post-game shows today as well on YouTube for both of us.
Safe travels. Enjoy your Egg Bowl. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to go to bed.
I'm not.
See you on Monday.
A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.